welcome to my channel No Biology. This is another video of microorganisms, friend and foe. This is the part 2 of the video. In part 1, we discussed what are microorganisms, where do we find these microorganisms, and about classification of microorganisms. I have given the link in the description box. Please check it. Now let us start from where we left in the last video. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to write your comments in the comment box. So let's start. Microorganisms in this earth are different types. Some microorganisms are harmful. Some microorganisms are really helpful to us. Helpful microorganisms are called as friendly microorganisms. In this video, we are going to learn about these friendly microorganisms. These microorganisms which are useful to us can be used for many purposes like preparation of curd and bread, for different commercial purposes, production of medicine and vaccine. It can also be used for cleaning the environment and it can be used for increasing soil fertility. So let us see one by one how these microorganisms helps in preparation of curd. In every houses we make curd. Have you seen your mother making curd? What she does? She takes 1 teaspoon of this curd and mixes with the milk. After some time, whole of the milk gets converted into curd. How did it happen? It happens because of a microorganism called as lactobacillus, which is present in this curd. Milk contains a sugar which is called as lactose sugar. On the lactose sugar, lactobacillus acts and converts it into lactic acid. Lactic acid can convert milk protein or casein protein to denature. Thus, it converts into curd. Even microorganisms helps in making the bread. If you take flour, warm water and sugar and add 1 teaspoon of yeast to it and keep it for some time, what you see, the volume of the dough increases. This is because release of carbon dioxide. From where this carbon dioxide came? This yeast started reproducing very fast. Because of that, it releases carbon dioxide. And this bubbles of carbon dioxide fills the dough and it increases its volume. In the bakeries, bread are made in this process. Even microorganisms help in dhokla, idli, dosa making. These dishes are usually prepared by grinding grains with pulses. And after grinding, it has to be kept for overnight because the natural occurring bacteria helps it to be fermented. So we can get soft idlis and dhoklas. Microorganisms can also be used for different commercial purposes. So let us see what is that. Take a glass of water. Into that mix a teaspoon of sugar and little bit of yeast and keep it for 1 to 2 days. You find the smell of water has changed and it is the smell of alcohol. So from where this alcohol came? Sugar in presence of yeast breaks down into alcohol and carbon dioxide. And the process is called as fermentation. Actually, fermentation is a process in which sugar breaks down into carbon dioxide plus alcohol or acid in presence of either yeast or bacteria. This fermentation process can be widely used for making of wine, beer, and vinegar. Sugar of grapes, when fermented, gets converted into wine. Sugar of barley and rice gets converted into beer, and sugar, when gets fermented with acetic acid bacteria, it gets converted into vinegar. If you have eaten delicious cheese, this is also made by different kind of microorganism. Different flavor of cheese is possible because of bacteria and different fungi. Not only in the food industry, microorganisms also can be used for rating of fibers. That means jute and flax plant, from where we get fibers. First, they are tied into bundles and placed inside the water. Bacteria in the water enters into the stem of these plants and degrades the tissues, so loosens the fiber, and that fiber we use commercially. Even microorganism is traditionally used in the leather industry. For softening the animal skin, they used bacteria. And after softening and processing, they can cut into different shapes to make different things. Microorganism is very helpful for making medicines. Let us see how. The medicines which can kill or stop growth of microorganism is called as antibiotics. This antibiotics was first discovered by Alexander Fleming in 1929, and penicillin was the first antibiotics which was discovered. Now these days we can get different kind of antibiotics which are produced from different bacteria and fungi. Streptomycin, tetracycline, and erythromycin are some of them. Antibiotics are also used to treat animals by putting these antibiotics into their fodder. And it also can treat plant diseases. Microorganism plays a very important role in making of vaccines. As a child, you would have taken many vaccines. You can list it out what are the vaccines you have taken. So let us see what are these vaccines. We do not get infected by all the microorganisms in the earth. But so our body can prevent infections. So the ability of our body to resist this infection is called as immunity. The disease-causing microbes, when enters into our body, are called as antigen. And our body produces antibodies against each antigen. That means the antibodies are very specific to a antigen. For example, if there is a kind of antigen has entered into our body, body will produce a kind of antibodies. Or if there is a different kind of antigen, might be B kind of antigen, and body will produce B kind of antibodies. From where we get this immunity? This immunity can be natural, what we get from our parents, or it can be acquired, which we get after recovering from a disease, like chickenpox and measles. Once we get infected by this disease, very less chance is there we'll get infected again, because after first attack, body starts producing lots of antibodies. Again, when these microbes or this antigen comes, it starts fighting with it in the right way. Immunity against a particular disease can also be induced by using vaccines. So what are these vaccines? Vaccines are the dead or weakened microbes of the disease. It is introduced into the body and body recognizes this antigen and starts producing antibodies. When in future real exposure to the germ occurs, it quickly destroys the germ. The first vaccine was introduced by Edward Jenner in the year 1798 and the vaccine was for smallpox. Nowadays, tetanus, typhoid, polio, measles, hepatitis B, all these diseases can be avoided by using vaccines. Vaccines are of different type, like dead microbes can also be used as vaccine. What they do for cholera and typhoid vaccine. Even live microbes which are altered and no more dangerous can be used, and it is used mostly for polio, measles vaccines. Toxoids means the harmless toxin from the disease causing germs also can be used as vaccine, that is used for tetanus vaccine. Microorganisms are very helpful in cleaning the environment. If you take a pit and put there all the animal and plant waste product, including animal fecal matter, and keep it for some days, you can see that this gets converted into manures. But if you do the same thing with plastic bottles, plastic covers, nothing happens to it. It won't get degraded. Why it happens like that? Because microorganism can act on these organic products and can convert into simpler form. So these things are called as biodegradable. Whereas these plastic bottles, covers, all these things, microbes cannot act on them. So it never gets degraded. So they are called as non-biodegradable. If we see the raw sewage which comes out from the household, it contains fecal matter, urine, which creates lots of health hazard. So when bacteria works on them and it converts it into useful substances, and it can be used as landfill and also can use to replenish the soil. In villages, we see production of biogas. Here, all the animal fecal matters, leafy waste, and the all crop wastes are broken down in a fermenter in presence of bacteria and in absence of oxygen. And it produces a gas which is called as methane gas. Methane gas can be used for cooking as well as for lighting. Bacteria and fungi can degrade the dead organic matter like dung, straw, and grass. And these degraded substances get mixed up with the soil and increases soil fertility. Another important algae which is called as cyanobacteria or blue-green algae and some nitrogen fixing bacteria, it helps in increasing fertility of the soil. In our next video, we'll explain about nitrogen fixation in details. Thank you. Thanks for watching this video. In our next video, we'll take up harmful bacteria.